There is a hidden history that's been deliberately obfuscated from the peoples of the world, and that's why I am on the trail of the Nephilim. The Genesis 6 narrative states that the Nephilim are on the earth in those days and also afterwards. If that's true, can we find evidence that corroborates this? I'm L.A. Marzulli. Join me as we go on the trail of the Nephilim. Do you want to take control of your financial future but don't know where to start? Noble Gold Investments understands. Investing in precious metals may sound confusing, but the team at Noble Gold Investments makes it easy. Let's hear from the actual Noble Gold Investments customers. The staff answered all my questions and helped me every step of the way. No pressure sales tactics, just honest guidance. Securing my future is less stressful thanks to Noble Gold's expertise. Folks, don't settle for financial uncertainty. They'll suggest options and see if you can diversify into gold and silver. Right now, Noble Gold Investments is offering a free 5-ounce Silver America the Beautiful bullion coin for qualified accounts. Don't settle for financial uncertainty. Noble Gold Investments has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews. Folks, why wait? NobleGold.com, that's noblegoldinvestments.com. Check it out today. Peggy and I have done it, and we are so happy we have. A portion of our savings is in Noble Gold, and we are tickled with the results. That's noblegoldinvestments.com, noblegoldinvestments.com. I am your intrepid host, L.A. Marzulli. I'm here once again in America, Stonehenge. If you've never come here, you need to come here. If you're at all in the area, it's an amazing site. You can spend a day here. If Dennis is here, great. James is here. He's been here 5 summers now. Now he's full-time, and he really has done a deep study on what this site's about. So we're standing, James and I, at the sacrificial table at America, Stonehenge. I believe human sacrifice was done here. You can see the trough here to collect the blood, and then, of course, it would be, because the stone is canted like this, and the blood would be collected here. I do not believe this was a stone to butcher animals. I believe this was ritual sacrifice, especially because of the oracle chamber, so-called oracle chamber, directly underneath. So why this is happening? This is ritualistic. It's deep occultism, in my opinion. What are your thoughts? What have you heard about this particular part of the site?
So this is definitely one of the most controversial parts of the site, I think. There's so many theories surrounding just this one stone in particular. But we
mine included.
Of course. But yeah, we strongly believe that it's a ceremonial stone of some sort, with the oracle chamber and the oracle speaking tube exiting right underneath this stone. And then also just the sheer size of the stone. It's one of the largest on the site, propped up on these stone legs, of course.
And this was buried until, what, the 60s or before
it was
that?
Uncovered right at the beginning of the excavation of the site. So in the 1930s, late 1930s, they realized that this wasn't just sitting right on top of the ground. There was actually stone legs that went down to the bedrock supporting the whole thing.
Because I have a picture, and the earth comes right up into here. So it just looks like a slab that's been sort of worked, and then somebody figured, hey, maybe we should be doing a little bit of digging.
Yeah.
And this is what they found.
Yeah, that's when they found the speaking tube beneath the stone as well. So it's a really great instance of some of the archaeology that's been going on here on the site.
James, anything else? I'll give you the last word.
Sure. Yeah. So the stone, I think, really features some of the incredible stonework that they had on the site as well. It was actually quarried about 10 yards away on the astronomical viewing platform is right on top of it now. But that's the quarry site of this stone. So they quarried it out of the bedrock, moved the entire thing over here. It weighs about 5 tons. So somehow they're able to move this with their Stone Age technology, quarry the whole thing, shape it, and then carve out this channel. So it's a really great example of the stonework that went on at this site.
And is this granite?
Yes.
So this begs the question:
New Hampshire granite.
How do you carve Neolithic granite. I mean, how is that done?
So
What
there's
do
a
you
lot
think?
of different techniques. A lot of the times they use the natural fault lines in the stone to kind of give them a starting point. There's a fault line that actually splits the hill right in half, so a lot of the quarried stones come right from that. And then it's just a lot of time and a lot of patience with wooden clubs and mallets and stone tools as well. There's some slightly harder stones that they were using, some hammer stones that we have on display in the museum that were used to just very slowly chip away at the edges of this stone. So you see where it was kind of worked.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
And as far as moving this, of course, is my paradigm, my belief that you get a couple of 9-footers in here who are Nephilim, who are part angelic offspring with human women. So you've got fallen angels mixing their DNA with human women. And what you wind up with is a hybrid called the Nephilim. And we've got evidence of that in all of our work, that giant skeletons were found, 9, 10, 12 footers. And you get these things, and they're not just normal human beings, they're supercharged. They're like the Incredible Hulk. So you get 2 or 3 of these guys that I think they could have moved the stone. That's conjecture. I don't have a film of that. That goes back 3,000 years. Once again, I am at one of my favorite places on the planet. Dennis is a little down in the weather today, so he's not here. But this is America Stonehenge, and I love being here. I'm here with James. This is your 5th summer here, and now you've been hired full-time, which is incredible. But we're standing in front of something which is just an incredible ancient artifact. There's a stone all the way in the back of that chamber that lights up on the spring and fall equinoxes. Tell us about this, please.
Yeah, so this is the watch house chamber, as it's called. The stone in the back that you were talking about, LA, is a quartzite stone that's set right into the back wall there. And as you said, on the spring and fall equinoxes, the sunrise actually illuminates that stone. It kind of frames it on the bottom and then frames it at the top with the shadow of the doorway. And then a little bit later in the day, it kind of almost points back towards the stone, like a hand pointing at the stone with the sunlight. So it's a really, really interesting chamber.
And what sort of annoys me is that modern day archaeologists come to a site like this and immediately dismiss it as Native American. But for all my research, talking to different tribes, and I haven't talked to every tribe, but they didn't do stuff like this. They weren't aware of, some of them knew about the longest day of the year, the solstices and stuff because of planning, and I get that. But why construct a chamber like this? And of course, behind me we see the serpent head, and this whole, in my opinion, this whole wall is constructed, it is an Ouroboros. It's the serpent in the act of holding its tail in a circle, which is an ancient occult symbol. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so this is definitely what we would call a serpent wall. There are several on the site, but this is the largest one. It's about 2,550 feet, stretches all the way around the site. It could be a symbol of protection for the site since it's kind of encircling it. There's also a lot of talk with symbology of like rebirth and that sort of thing, especially around the equinoxes, of course. And then that stone inside there, could be sort of representative of an egg. It is sort of egg-shaped. It's also bright white, with that quartzite coloration in there. So it could be something like that, with fertilization and rebirth around the equinox as well.
Of course, for my paradigm, I have to spin this around. The seed of the dragon will be at enmity at war with the seed of the woman. So what we see all in through the Americas, including the Great Serpent Mound, is that serpent in the act of, I believe, not giving birth to the egg, because serpents don't birth through the mouth, but in the act of destroying the egg, of swallowing that egg, because it hails back to a Genesis 3:15 narrative. We'll never know what the truth is because we can't go back and talk to the builders. But that's my paradigm, folks, and I'm sticking with it. James, any closing thoughts here?
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. The egg-shaped stone is kind of right in behind the head almost, and the chamber is built into the head of the serpent, so it could be even like a mouth, as you were talking about.
Very, very interesting
Very
stuff.
very interesting. Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on the record. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.